welcome back to my channel. It's Vivalapinkposh, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. So as you guys know, I create videos to help entrepreneurs grow and excel their online businesses. Today's video is going to be a little different. So this entire time, I have yet to hop on here and sit down and tell you guys my story. Like, who is Vivalapinkposh? Who is Veronica? What is her story? Everybody has a story. I was born and raised in New York City, Queens, New York to be exact. So I was raised by both of my parents, my mom, my dad. I have a younger sister and I have two older brothers, one of which passed away a few years ago. Completely devastating. That was like literally the worst thing that has ever happened to me in my life, losing someone so close to me. And it definitely makes me regret not spending more time with my family because I left home at such an early age. So I was raised by my mom and my dad together. My mom is a very hard worker. She has always been a hard worker, and she's also multi-talented like me. I believe that that's where I get all of my talent from, because literally I feel like I'm able to do everything. Like, I cannot name one thing that I haven't done. My dad has always been a worker for the MTA, so he's always been at work, and he also, when he comes home from that job, he would do mechanic work, which he still does to this day. Even if it's on my Jeep, but he would always do mechanic work. A lot of the time I like to watch. Like, I'm really big on observing. So I would always watch my dad fix cars. I also used to steal them. So yeah, when I was younger, I was actually super reckless. Like, getting into fights. I mean, I was brought up with older brothers who were gang members. So for me, that's like things that came natural, like being a gang, oh, fight, oh, do this, oh, cutting school and stuff like that. So like, that's how I grew up, in a low income neighborhood. Even though we were pretty not well off, like, we got by, we lived, we made it past. Me and my siblings were actually in foster care for a few years, but we actually got lucky because we were in foster care with my godmother, who took amazing care of us. Even though I was very hard-headed and misbehaved a lot, she took care of us, and it was pretty cool because we actually lived around the block from my mom, so we were able to like sneak visits, even though we weren't supposed to see her unless it was like at the facility that they allow for visiting. But that didn't last really long. We went back home to our parents. As a teenager, I was literally never in the house. I love being outside. I love playing. I actually have a childhood friend who I'm still friends with till this day, Anastasia. Like, that's the only childhood friend that I actually kept. I got pregnant when I was 16 years old with my first daughter. My children are gonna look back at this video because I don't really tell them when I had I don't really tell them the age that I had Skyla. So literally right after I had Skyla, I moved out and I went to go live with my husband. I remember my mom being mad at me, like, you're not supposed to take the baby outside. But I ended up just taking Skyla and I moved in with my husband. So after I moved in, I would occasionally go visit my family, but it wasn't very often. So I definitely ended up raising Skyla myself, like literally myself. I never hired a babysitter. I was literally just focused on her. Like, I was in the house all the time with her, going outside, taking her to the park with her until she got older. I stopped sending Skyla to daycare to be able to help my husband and work inside the bodega. I was working super long hours, you guys. It was a lot of hours, and we would like switch shifts, and that also had me working with my father-in-law, which caused me to build an awesome relationship with him and to start to learn Spanish. So after a few years of working in the store, we then purchased the location next to the bodega and we opened up a nail salon. I went to school to be a nail tech, and I worked in the nail salon. We opened it up. It was my salon. We hired workers, and I also worked in there also because I do actually love doing nails. Time it took me to like open and go pick up the workers because we did not have reliable workers, so I actually had to pick them up and drop them off. It was just super time consuming, which I did not like. So we actually sold the salon after we built it up and made it a profitable business. We sold it. And then after that, I went on to becoming a teacher's assistant. I had a lot of certifications, and I went on to becoming a teacher's assistant. I worked at a daycare, and I was actually partnered with children with behavioral issues. Growing up how I did, I was able to be firm, which is what they needed for kids who had behavioral issues. So yeah, I was working in a daycare. I did that for like about a year. The pay was freaking crap. And like the kids were so bad, and I was just like fed up with that. So then after that, I actually went to another daycare, which was actually in Flushing, Queens. And I was working with the Chinas, and I completely loved that job. And this time I wasn't an assistant, I was a preschool teacher. I was actually teaching the kids, and I had them for the entire morning, and then another teacher would come for like the after school kids. At this time, this is only when I had Skyla. So sometimes I would bring Skyla after she would come to daycare. I would bring her with me, and she would be in the daycare with me that I worked at. During this time, that is when I discovered that I was pregnant with Penelope. I figured it out because I was eating more, and I'm like, oh my God, why am I eating more? I must be pregnant. So yes, I was pregnant. After that, I quit that job because I couldn't really lift kids up because I was pregnant. So the owner was fine with that. And then I went home to becoming a stay-at-home mom, which was completely fine. But for me, as a person who likes to move around a lot and be productive, that's actually when I started doing like YouTube. Oh, and let's not forget that I actually did dog breeding for a long time. We had like 9 dogs at one point, which is a lot of dogs, but there was a lot of money in dog breeding. So, and we love dogs. Like I still love dogs to this day. I have 2 of them. So I definitely took joy in like caring for dogs, and we did the whole breeding thing for American bullies. Now, fast forward, we are living upstate New York. All the dogs we had, we sold, except for Sushi, which she passed away like 2 months ago. Freaking devastating. I felt like I lost a child because we had her since a puppy. Like I literally birthed her. So that really got me. And now we have 2 other dogs, which of course I'm going to keep getting dogs. I'm going to keep getting animals because I absolutely love having animals. So we are upstate. I was homeschooling Skyla, but now she's back into school because she needs the socialization. And now I'm homeschooling Penelope and Leo. So now in the current state, I have my online business, which I originally started out with pressed glitters as a eyeshadow, and then I branched out to making my brand just dedicated and unique to me, specifically pink things that I love. And now I am an entrepreneur, and I'm here with you guys creating these educational videos because it's a long process to becoming an entrepreneur. It does not happen overnight. The most important thing, the first step, is to definitely change your mind frame. You have to change the way you think, because just think about it. If I stayed in the same mind frame, fighting and want to be a gangster and coming from a low income area, if I stayed like that, then I would not be the person I am, or I would not be where I am today. So life is about growing. I'm super grateful that I met my husband. I feel like we were freaking destined to be, because literally when we met, I told him that I prayed for somebody that would help me, and he prayed for the same thing, like a girl that would not like steal and be respectful. And we found each other, and I feel like we were put together for a reason. Like we were destined to be together because we have achieved so much greatness, you guys. From owning Airbnbs to flipping real estate to living in this beautiful house on 8 acres of land to having my own animals, my own little farms, and having any dog I want. We have a Yorkie, we have a Rottweiler, and having 3 beautiful children. Leo was a surprise. He was not planned, but I feel like in some way God has everything planned out for us. We were made to have a son. Like, what are the chances we have 2 girls and then we have a son and he wasn't even planned? He just came out of nowhere. So I feel like everything is the way it's supposed to be. Like, everything was planned out. And I'm just super grateful to be where I am today. Like, you guys, I could die today and I would feel like I lived my life to the freaking fullest, because the amount of happiness that I experience every day. Are my eyes getting teary? The amount of happiness and how grateful I am for the lifestyle that I live. My children are happy. My children are healthy. We're together as a family. I've been with my husband for 17 freaking years. How many people can say that they've been with the same person for 17 years? And there's not a day where I don't feel like I fall more in love with my husband, you guys. And I'm just absolutely grateful. I'm not trying to mess up my makeup. Feel like I want to be that person that people who grow up in my same situation, in low income neighborhoods, from the hood, in the ghetto, I want to be that person who you guys can use for inspiration to know that things do get better. You can get out the hood. You can become an entrepreneur. You can start your own business. You can become successful, you guys. It is absolutely possible, and I am living proof. And I feel like where I am now, I'm literally just getting started. I feel like one day I'm gonna look back on this video and I'm gonna be I'm gonna be hosting seminars and coaching people all around the world, and people are gonna come from everywhere just to see and hear me speak these type of speeches. Of course, I'm gonna become more improved because this is all new to me and speaking is all new to me, you guys, but I'm just super excited to see where I end up a few years from now. I'm super excited because I literally just started growing. We are just getting started, you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video. My husband actually has the kids and he told me to create another video, so I'm doing this random ass video. I hope you guys don't mind. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I absolutely love you. So you guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I'm glad I stopped crying and I was able to finish this video. Hopefully I actually post it. So yeah, until next time, you guys, I love you all. Thanks for being a part of my journey. Bye guys.